you have, oop, they're telling me you have 20/20 vision, but only in 70% of your eyes. So you're going to be losing all of your sight. So it wasn't just a fear and an overwhelm. I was in a panic. My world felt like it was shrinking down, and the colors were fading from that world. And I was just utterly terrified that I was not going to be able to see the faces of my loved ones and everything else in this beautiful, colorful world that we live in. So think about if you've ever received information that has rocked your world. You were just going along, and all of a sudden, it was completely changed. So when you were forced layoff, when you had your health opportunity, I like them to call them instead of issues or challenge, yeah, challenges. It's just something that happens. So just think of it yourself, Sherry, and anybody else that watches the recording. Think of just something that rocked your world, leaving you feel that scared, that fear, that panic, and that your life was changing in that moment to something you had not planned for. So even though I had driven to the doctor's office, they wouldn't let me drive home. So I had to call my brother. He worked nights, so it took him a little bit to wake up and come and get me. And by then, that was like probably 5, 10, 20 minutes. Who knows? I was just in this downward spiral that what if, poor me, how could this happen? This isn't the way I had my life planned. So my brother picked me up, and I sat beside him in the car, and I was crying because I finally felt safe because my older brother was there picking me up, and I was finally safe enough to let the emotions just flow through my eyes. And he said, we watched Bob Newhart growing up. So this was our favorite episode. And he said, "Stop it, stop it, stop it." And it's like, what? What are you talking about? I'm pouring my heart out to you. He goes, "Stop it. You received a piece of information. You could see yesterday. You could see 12 hours ago. You can see right now. You're just given a piece of information. So stop it. You can still see right now. Figure out what you can do." So, of course, I was taken back. I was mute for a little bit, trying to figure out how to process this. But the next couple days, it really shifted my perspective because that having a new direction is just like, okay, that's what the doctor said. I don't have to listen to them. They tell me that I can't, there's nothing else they can do for me. They're not even offering me some pill that will, just the placebo that will keep me going. So I then started going, what can I do? Because what I can control is my emotions, my reaction, and what I can do. So a friend of mine said, let's go with Eastern medicine. So I went to the Herbal College here in Victoria, and they gave me some tincture, and they did a deep dive in all the research that they could find to be able to help me get either my vision back, which was their hope and dream, or just to keep it. So I started taking this horrible tasting stuff, but I didn't care. It was the magic pill that was going to solve everything. And I also started doing some soul searching and some personal development classes. And for the next bunch of years, I was just all in trying to figure out how I was going to adjust my life So I was still happy, and everything was going to be, not the way I had planned it, but good enough. And it was really about transforming my subconscious beliefs, because when my husband died in 2005, I thought my world was over. And I had that limited belief and tunnel vision. And even though they said it was genetic, that's what I figure is really prompted that my eyesight deteriorated as fast as it did, because it hadn't happened before. I had just overcompensated. So, what worked for me might not work for you or anybody else, but it was my lifeline. And it worked for me because I still have 50% of my vision. When I stopped taking the medication and the pills, that's when I lost a little bit more. So I went and I researched more pills to take. And now I don't have to have the tincture that tastes horrible every morning and night. I'm just taking a small little pill once a day, and it's kept my sight. So my journey really showed me we can really only control ourselves. Somebody tells you information, you can only control what you're seeing yourself. And the way you react to it, that's where the true peace lies. Because in the absence of fear, that's where you're going to find the peace and how to respond to it. Because everybody's been, for the past, I don't know how many years, everybody's been anxiety. Oh, I have so much anxiety. That's because you're living in the future. And depression, well, that's living in the past. But right now, right here, that's where your peace and your calmness is. So think about a time, could be the same one, that you had that difficult situation, and how might focusing on what you could control, what you can still control right now, could change your experience. So Sherry, I know you had said that you're created a new life and you're now an author, which is simply amazing. But what is it for somebody else? I think I forgot to change my slides. Yes, I did. So the only thing you can truly control is yourself. Your brain is there to keep you safe, and it's going to do everything in its power to do that. So start shifting your experiences from what you can't do to what you could do and what you can do. And that's where you're going to find everything to help you. So, what can you do today? Well, breathing, everybody breathes. You don't even think about it. You think that everything, your next breath is just going to come. You don't say, oh my gosh, I forgot to breathe. The air is just there for everybody. You walk into a room and it's like, oh, it's crowded. You don't think to yourself, oh, there's not enough air in here for everybody to breathe. You just know it's there. So I want you to take a nice deep breath through your nose. You're going to hold it for a count of 2. You can count fast, you can count slow. You build up to the the slowness of the counts, and then you're going to exhale. So if you breathe in for a count of 4, hold it for a count of 2, and exhale for a count of 6. So everybody breathe in through your nose. 3, 4, hold it for a count of 2, 2, and then exhale for the count of 6, and exhale through your mouth like you're breathing out of a straw. And it's really fun to make noises when you're breathing out, because that really calms you down. Is just that ah. My grandmother used to sigh all the time, and I thought it was funny. And then I became an adult and started sighing too. But that's what calming down your nervous system and making you so much more peaceful and calm. So fear is the natural response to things because life will always life. It's going to present us with tons of new challenges and new fears because that's what life is. It's here to challenge us and get us to find a new happiness and find peace, even in uncertainty, because that's what lies inside everybody. You're going to find that empowerment because everybody's incredibly capable of doing it. You never know the resilience that you have until you're put in that hot water and react to what's going on. I can't see the time. Do you see the time? How much we got left?
We have 7 minutes. We have
Oh,
7 minutes still.
okay. So for the breathing exercise, you can't just do it once. We're going to do it again. So now you've gone through it once. You can I'll just give you the clues, but it's best if you can do it 5 times. And if you can't sleep at night, this is the perfect thing to do because it gets that monkey brain that I always used to get and it calms it down and it will make your nervous system and your brain shut off because you're saying, nope, I'm going to sleep. So breathe in for that count of 4, hold it for count of 2, and then breathe out for the count of 6. And you can change the numbers around. The Navy SEALs do it count of 4, a count of 4, and a count of 4, and a count of 4. They call it box breathing. So you can try that. So as long as you're breathing in through your nose, 2, 3, 4, and then exhaling through your mouth. Oh, 2, 3, 4, and then you can hold it. 2, 3, 4, and then you're breathing in through your nose again. 2, 3, 4, holding it. 2, 3, 4, breathing out. 2, 3, 4, holding it again. 2, 3, 4. Can you feel how much calmer you're starting to feel? And that's just with a couple breaths. If you start adding meditation in, you'll also have that. So everybody that attends this event is getting access to my release the anger meditation. Dr. B and Lexi will send it out and it will be there. But I invite you, if you're ready to explore how to transform that subconscious reaction and cultivate more emotional peace in your life, I'm offering a special emotional peace session call. It's a dedicated time for us to be one on one, to understand your specific challenges. And you don't have to relive any experience, but it's just an exploration of how you can start shifting from fear to peace in your own life. So I offering this peace call, emotional peace call session, complimentary, and I'll put it in the chat when we're back in the main room because it's really important to start having fun in your life because no one should be living as the victim in their own life. Everybody needs to find the joy and the peace and the happiness. When my husband died, so suddenly my life changed in that split second then. And it was just a case of, I kept saying, I just want to go back to happiness. really want to go back to happiness. So, oh, we still got 3 minutes. Really take the next step towards finding your peace. And I look forward to connecting with you because breathing exercises is only one of the small items that I can give you. And, if you're sitting there constantly not feeling safe in your body, start looking in the mirror. This is a Louise Hayes trick. And just look in the mirror and saying, we're safe and I love you. It's hard. Look in the mirror at your own eyes. When you first start doing it, there's going to be some emotions popped up because you might have abandoned yourself. But if you do it regularly, you're going to feel that sense of self and that sense of trust that you can trust yourself again and you're safe. So in my courses, I help people go from one stage of that fear spiral all the way to peace. And I help people as a whole person because you're not just what's happening out in the event, out in your world, because life is always going to be lifing. You're not the events that happen. You're just the way you react to that event. And if you're one person that has always done the yo-yo dieting, I'm going to help you stop that. If you want to have a big, big dream and you can't stop self-sabotaging that dream, I've got to work around for that too. We're going to have that self-sabotager become your inner cheerleader, and it's going to cheer you on so that you can do exactly what you want to be doing in your life. No holding back. You're going to have the courage. Everybody wants confidence. Well, the only way to get confidence is to start with courage. One baby step. And that's going to lead you to the next because you got courage and action. And every time you do a next action, that's where your confidence is building. So book that emotional peace class with me, 30 minutes. If we decide we can't work together, no problem. I am not a big high pressure person. I don't like it happening to me, so I certainly wouldn't do it to anybody else. And if you're listening to this on the replay, please contact me. I'm sure they'll have all the links available for you as well. And Sherry, if you want to unmute for the last minute and tell me what you think, that would be great.
We
Because,
actually are going to be leaving because our time is up
yep,
right now. So,
yeah.
yeah, that was great.
So, how did the breathing feel for you?
Oh, I love the breathing. I do it all the time. Yeah.
Perfect.
And learning to breathe through my stomach and not my chest.
Yes,
I have to concentrate on that. So,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah, filling up your lungs by breathing stomach, breathing that breath all the way down to your stomach. So it expands. And then that out breath, you're pulling in your stomach. And
Yeah.
that's the way
Yeah.
we were meant to breathe. How we got taught this other way of doing it in reverse, I don't know. But
I don't know either.
once you
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
yeah,
It's crazy.
once you start learning how to breathe properly, it just changes